What's up, guys? We are going to watch the Chad Daybell verdict. It is in. So let's go watch it.
Looking at three victims, you're looking at photos, you're hearing about how they died or how they were found. I mean, disclaimer, remember again, JJ Vallow, 7 years old, a boy with autism who got immediately moved to Rexburg, Idaho, shortly after his father, Charles, got shot and killed in Arizona, picking him up to go to school. And he doesn't know what happened to his father. And then he gets moved to Idaho. His service dog is taken away from him. And his mother, Lori Vallow, is calling him a zombie, basically, to other people, asking Chad Daybell to check him and check whether he's light or dark or what's going on. Because at one point in Rexburg, he had calmed down a little bit and just wanted to hang out and watch movies. 7-year-old boy. And last seen alive September 22nd, 2019, in the arms of his uncle Alex Cox, and then found buried wrapped in plastic and duct tape. And then, even just as tragically, his big sister, his caretaker and big sister Tylee Ryan, 16 years old with her whole life ahead of her, found just basically in pieces, buried in Chad Daybell's backyard, and couldn't even find the cause of death, but the manner was a homicide because of how the condition was of her body. And then Tammy Daybell, a wife, grandma, mother who had just, given her life to education and teaching and being a librarian, was healthy and living her life, and then suddenly dies October 19th, 2019. If not for her body being exhumed, we would not know her cause of death, which is asphyxia. And we know that Chad Daybell not only made $400,000 off life insurance policies, 430 to be exact, but he married Lori Vallow 17 days after his wife died. So this is just the surface of the information that's been presented to the jury. Chad Daybell just walked in, according to Nate Eaton. We can't see that yet. Cameras aren't on. Um, Sat down talking to John Pryor, sitting at his table. So, according to Nate, if you're following his tweets as well while you're watching this, the courtroom is packed. Uh, and here
There's
we are
anybody in
after
here? How are
6
y'all
hours of
doing?
deliberation, minutes
There's
away from
three in
this
here,
verdict.
so
All right.
let's check it
I'm going to
out.
stay on here, and I'm just going to turn my mic off, put these charges up. Once I see the camera, we'll bring you into the courtroom live.
Let's sit here and watch. His charges are conspiracy to commit murder, first degree, grand theft by deception for Tylee Ryan, first degree murder, Tylee Ryan, conspiracy to commit first degree murder and grand theft by deception, JJ Vallow, first degree murder, JJ Vallow. Hey, Granny Bassmaster, how are you? Conspiracy to commit first degree murder on Tammy Daybell, first degree murder on Tammy Daybell, and insurance fraud on Tammy Daybell. Those are the charges he has, and we are going to watch this. And I might go live later on, not on this, but for the show tonight. So y'all hit that like and that share and subscribe for me. I'm glad you're doing good, Granny Bassmaster. Thank you for being here and watching the show with me. Now, I haven't covered this.
And we are in the courtroom. The
They're in the
cameras are
courtroom
on.
now, guys.
The verdict will be read in just moments.
So I'm going to mute. You can come in and say anything, and I will unmute and answer you if I know it. But I'm going to go ahead and mute so y'all can hear this. Well, when it comes in. All right. They're all rising now. So the judge is in
Please
there.
be seated.
Here we go, guys.
All right, I apologize. It'll take me a moment here to get logged on and then we'll get started. Okay, we're on the record on case CR 22-21-1623, State of Idaho versus Chad Guy Daybell. The court's been advised that the jury has reached a verdict. The court will note the parties are present, the state's present.
I hear you, Jetlag.
Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, Mr. Wixom, and Ms. Beatty. Mr. Pryor's here representing the defendant, Mr. Daybell. And the court at this time is going to instruct the jurors to please be brought into the courtroom. That will include our alternate jurors as well to be seated. And then I will have the marshal get the verdict form from the jury once they return to the courtroom. So if they can come in at this time, we'll have them brought in.
And you're getting a live look at Chad Daybell sitting next to his attorney, John Pryor. Judge just asked the bailiff to bring in the jury right now, and then we will hear the verdict reached. We'll hear the verdict read. Here we go.
Please all present accounted for, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, the court's going to next.
Can y'all hear this?
Make a
Put one in
reference that
chat
there
if
is
you
a
can.
courtroom conduct order in effect in this proceeding to remain in effect. So I appreciate everyone complying with that order, as most of you have done throughout the proceedings in this case. At this time, then, the first matter I'd like to take up is to do a roll call of the jury for the record. So Madam Clerk, if you could please conduct a roll call of our jury to make sure they're all present and properly seated at this time.
Juror number 1, red card number 27. Juror number 2, red card number 219. Juror number 4, red card number 631. Juror number 5, red card number 653. Juror number 7, red card number 752. Juror number 8, red card 1680. Juror number 9, red card number 823. Juror number 10, red card 1358. Juror number 11, red card 1365. Juror number 12, red card 716. Juror number 14, red card 997. And juror number 15, red card 1078.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for conducting the roll call. All right, at this time, I'm next going to inquire from the jury foreperson, has the jury reached a verdict? All right, thank you. Mr. Bailiff, if you would please retrieve the verdict from the jury foreperson. Thank you. All right, the court has reviewed the verdict form. I'll note that all counts have been properly marked, as well as the verdict form's been properly dated and signed by the foreperson. The next step then is Mr. Daybell, if you and counsel would please rise, I'm going to have the clerk read the verdict.
In the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho and in for the County of Fremont. State of Idaho plaintiff versus Chad Guy Daybell defendant, case number CR 22211623. Verdict. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn to try the above entitled action for our verdict, unanimously answer the questions submitted to us as follows. Question number 1. In regards to count 1 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception? Guilty. Question number 2. In regards to count 2 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan? Guilty. Question number 3. In regards to count 3 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Guilty. Question number 4. In regards to count 4 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Guilty. Question number 5. In regards to count 5 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tamara Tammy Daybell? Guilty. Question number 6. In regards to count 6 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tamara Tammy Daybell? Guilty. Question number 7. In regards to count 7 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of insurance fraud? Guilty. Question number 8. In regards to count 8 of the amended indictment, in regards to count 9 of the amended indictment, is Chad Guy Daybell not guilty or guilty of insurance fraud? Guilty. Dated this 30th day of May, 2024, and signed by the presiding juror.
Guilty. Guilty.
All right, Madam Clerk, thank you for reading the verdict. At this time, I'm just going to collectively ask the jurors, all of you, is this in fact your unanimous verdict on each of those counts? Very well. At this time, I'm going to inquire if the parties wish to have the jury polled. Does the state wish to have the jury polled?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Does the defense, Mr. Pryor, wish to have the jury polled?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very well, then. I'm going to direct the clerk to record the verdict. At this time, then, this does conclude the guilt phase of this trial. Because the defendant has been convicted on counts of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, the state has filed a notice of intent to seek the death penalty, and so a second phase of this trial, called the sentencing phase, will be taking place next. We're going to take a recess at this time for approximately an hour. We will come back on the record and begin with the start of that sentencing phase of the trial. I would like to remind everyone that this courtroom conduct order is still in application throughout these proceedings. Thank you all for complying with that. We are going to take that recess at this time. Mr. Daybell is to remain in custody at this time for the commencement of the sentencing phase. And with that, Thank you all, and we will be in recess.
All right, please.
Guilty, and they're seeking the death penalty, guys. He's going away for a long, long time.
And there it is. Guilty on all counts. Chad Daybell, now convicted of murdering J.J. Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and Tammy Daybell.
Wow.
About to enter the penalty phase in about an hour. You see Daybell standing next to his attorney. And there it is. Just let that soak in, everyone. After more than 4 years, so this case has been going on for around 5 years now. Chad Daybell, like his wife, co-defendant Lori Vallow, is a convicted murderer. Once again, all counts against him. 8 counts, first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and 2 counts of insurance fraud. Chad Daybell, the self-proclaimed doomsday prophet, will be not only staying in prison, but now the question is if the jury will also decide that he gets the death penalty. And so this is a whole another phase here that we're about to enter. There are victim impact statements that will be read. There's more information that
think?
the jury gets.
They're going to give him the
Jury's
death
job is
penalty
not
or
done.
life
They are being
imprisonment.
sequestered. We've been told that there will be court on Saturdays, if need be, regarding this. And this is after 9 weeks of trial. Thank you to the 1,800 of you watching. I mean, what a moment that was. I don't know how long that lasted, but you could see a packed house inside that courtroom. Family members, friends of the victims, law enforcement, everyone.
All right, guys, I
there,
just wanted to bring that to you,
watch,
let y'all see that.
justice.
Uh,
And now
been a long
there's
time
still more
coming.
to do. I'm going to bring up
I
the
think he
charges
got
once
what
again.
he deserves, and I hope he gets a death penalty. So I really, really do hope that he gets the death penalty. So guilty on all charges, guy. I might come back and cover the sentencing. Y'all just have to be here and see which one. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for watching. Y'all be good. Stay safe. And I'll see y'all in a little while. See ya.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.